noise my S2000 started making. I'm going 25 miles an hour right now, just coasting. So I'll see if I can pull the wheels off and figure out where that noise is coming from. Hey, what's going on, guys? So I'm at the S2000, I'm just driving it around. I'm trying to replicate this squeak noise that I have whenever the car is decelerating. I can't hear it when I'm accelerating, maybe because my engine's too loud, but it sounds like the noise that I've heard before whenever the brakes, whenever they're just kind of moving around, the brake pads, when they're moving around and the bracket is supposed to hold them. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put some grease on the back of the pads and on the little, around the stuff that holds them, and just clean that really well. But it started doing it after I let the car sit for about a week. I bought an FJ Cruiser. Hooray for FJ Cruisers! So I bought an FJ Cruiser and I'm selling this. So, and as with every car that you own, whenever you go to sell it, something comes up that you gotta fix that, you know, wasn't there before. It's odd, but. So I got the S2000 up on jack stands. Hopefully if you're doing the same thing, then you have your front tires chalked up. But I got the rear caliper off, and just a quick note, if you're trying to get the rear caliper off with the S2000 and you can't get this to budge and you don't know why, you actually have to let the emergency brake down, because the emergency brake is tied into the rear caliper assembly instead of the emergency brake assembly being on the inside behind a little somewhat of a drum that's attached to the rotor. I have this off. It's just two 12mm bolts, one on the top, one on the bottom. You don't have to pull this bracket off. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to grease up every one of these contact areas. So at the bottom of this brake pad, at the top of the brake pad, and the same thing on the back side where it holds into this brake caliper bracket. And I'm going to put some grease on this piston here. Just everywhere there's a contact surface to the brake pad that it could shift on. And you can notice, if you notice, this is pretty dry. So it wouldn't surprise me if this is what's making that noise. So I'm going to grease up this whole thing and then see what happens. Alright. Now I use this stuff. It's actually called Silglide. It's just a regular basic Napa brand. Use it on poly bushings, things like that, but I'm using it on this. It's actually made for brake parts. It actually says right there, brake parts. Prevents brake pad squeal. I had it already, and that's what I'm using. I just used a little bit. I didn't have to use that much. I was careful not to get it on the rotor. You don't want any on the rotor. So I just slip this back on, and it's ready to go all back together. And then I'm just going to do the other side and go drive it around again and see if I get that squeal. Alright, so just driving it around. It seems like that's taking care of it, at least for the most part. I still hear a very, very, very faint squeak, but it's not as bad as it was before. So that's a pretty good sign. So I can hear my brake pads rubbing against the rotors a little bit more than I could before, but that's probably just because I was messing with the brakes. I noticed the rotors were grooved a little bit, and they were matching the brake pads. So what I'm guessing what happened is my brake pad is probably just slightly out of the alignment that it used to be. So it's just kind of making a new groove. You can't really do anything about that until I get new pads and rotors. But it was very minimal. So seems pretty good though. I don't have that same squeak. I'm just kind of letting off of the gas right now, just letting it kind of decelerate, slow down. Braking right now. I don't have anything. Yeah. So it seems pretty good. So it seems like that's fixed it. I guess that's all for this video. Just a quick, simple thing. It really didn't take that long just to pull the rear wheels off. Brakes are pretty easy to do. And anyway, thanks for watching this. I hope this was helpful and informative. I know it's made me feel a lot better about selling the car, and whoever gets the car, whenever I sell it, they don't have to really worry about that. They don't have to think about it. But anyway, thanks for watching this. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, and